100. Wow. 100. We've made it to 100. We're only 21 away. I guess 22, including this one, in terms of wrapping up the 1955 Parkhurst Wrestling trading card set. This is 55 and 5, your 5-minute history lesson on that set, one card at a time. Ian, Cary, our producer AJ from Bisson Creative and Web Design. Cary, we have a man who's so popular they misspelled his name on the card.
Oh, that's traditional for wrestling posters.
Sure.
And apparently for cards also.
How many times did we see Arnold Skollin's name misspelled? How many different versions?
And Tony Altomori is another one.
Right. Well, this man, he went by Irish Timmy. He went by Dr. Timothy. He was a big fan favorite in Maple Leaf. And yeah, let's take a look here.
Quickly racking my brain for any wrestlers named Tim, and I'm coming up short.
Here he has the Irish Sleeper. That's what he called that. Irish Sleeper on what I believe is Tosh Togo. I don't think it's a great Togo. I think it's Tosh Togo Odd Job that he's got the sleeper on. But Cary, what can you tell me about Tim Goehagen? And it's misspelled on the card and all.
Well, I've seen the name.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you're not going to tell me you couldn't find any match.
No. He was around for a long time.
I've seen the name just through all my magazines and looking at these old wrestling clippings and posters. I don't know if he's on any of the posters I own, but I've seen his name. And if you would please wise me up to some actual facts about Tim, I'd appreciate it.
Sure. He went by Tim Goehagen, Timmy Goehagen, Dr. Timothy Goehagen when he was a villain. Primarily what I could find, he was a fan favorite. At least he teamed with a lot with Whipper Billy Watson in Maple Leaf. He was a lot in the same vein where he would be the guy with the teams with the big star that would take the fall so the big star didn't have to.
Like a Dominic Denisi.
Yeah. He's that type of wrestler as far as I can tell. He was the legitimate claim to the strongest man in Ireland at many points through his life.
But he was the one saying that.
No, he's recognized in strongman competitions. Okay. So he won legitimate claim to that title. This is the weirdest thing I found about him. It seemed like every 6 months he went to Texas to challenge Lou Thez for the world title. Wherever he was, he'd drop everything. He'd go to Texas, he'd challenge for the belt and go home, go back to whatever he was doing.
Well, it's interesting how some of these wrestlers have these relationships with these companies. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm sure they weren't flying them in.
Right.
So
maybe he's taking a vacation, or maybe
or maybe you do a couple of weeks come in.
Mm-hmm.
But he was a good enough hand, and or maybe even better than that. He was a bit of a star.
Well, he went to San Francisco in 1955. He teamed with Primo Carnera.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so kind of weird how worlds collide there. We just talked about him earlier this week. He'd go back and forth between Big Time and Vancouver and Maple Leaf and Montreal. So he spent a lot of his time just going back and forth in Canada.
Maybe they were flying him back and forth.
Yeah, and he'd ended his career in Georgia, of all places. His final opponent of record was Skandar Akbar. Interesting. Yeah, so it's interesting to think that a man that started his career in 1949 had a link to somebody who ended their career in the 90s. Who had it's funny how things connect if you really find connective tissue.
And it's a nice card.
It is. It's that's the Irish Sleeper he's got on. That's his finishing hold, and I believe that's Tosh Togo. I think that's.
You sure about that?
I think it's
not Mr. Moto.
No, I think that's Tosh Togo. I think that's Odd Job.
Okay.
But I could be wrong. And it's a nice shot of the referee, too.
Yeah, it's interesting also that the referees didn't always have the zebra stripes.
Right.
Yeah, you see sometimes, even in the old, from the 70s Garden ones, they're almost wearing like a janitor's outfit.
Right. I was thinking Dick Worley. He's got the high collar. Right. He's got the flared pants.
So, number 100, we got 21 left. I'm sure all 21 are going to be knockout names that we've been saving.
Yeah, actually, we're going to have a series of grand finales. Still got Buddy Rogers. Still got Lou Thez. We still have Yvonne Robert.
Don't we have another little person?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. We'll see. We still have Hombre Montana.
Okay.
We haven't talked about Hombre Montana, so still some big stars yet to come. And we hope you join us on that journey. So for Cary, for AJ, I want to thank you for joining us this week on 55 and 5. Be sure to like, subscribe, give the old thumbs up, all that fun stuff. We'll see you back here with episode 101.